My name is Nathan Carter, a 40-year-old entrepreneur living just outside of Boston. For years, I ran a successful tech consultancy, built up some savings, and lived what many would consider an ideal bachelor life. That changed 2 years ago when I met Amber, a bright-eyed 23-year-old who worked at an upscale fashion boutique I frequented. She had that spark, an infectious laugh, endless energy, and an almost childlike sense of wonder about the world. I was smitten enough to ignore the warnings from friends who said, be careful with such an age gap. I convinced myself age was just a number. I was secure, stable, and she was everything lively I thought I was missing. After a whirlwind romance of less than a year, we got married. I imagined a future of kids, family trips, a cozy home where she'd fill the space with her youth and creativity. Yet slowly I came to realize what a naive dream that was. Within the first few months of our marriage, I noticed her partying habit. She'd be gone late at night to clubs or house parties with people I didn't know, mostly around her age. Amber, do you have to go out again tonight? I'd ask, sometimes sounding like a nagging father figure rather than a husband. She'd pout. I'm only 23, Nate. I can't just stay home bored. And you're too tired from work to join me. Well, I've got responsibilities, and we have a mortgage to cover. I'd point to the pile of bills. She'd shrug, uninterested. She never exactly told me no about children. But whenever I'd say, maybe we should start trying, she'd reply with a dramatic laugh. Amber, kids, I'm too young. I want to enjoy life first. Maybe in a few years. I swallowed my disappointment, hoping time would change her mind. Meanwhile, she was constantly rummaging in my wallet or asking for money for shopping with girlfriends, drinks with the girls, a new purse, and so on. If I questioned it, she'd act offended. You knew I liked nice things when we married, remember? I did, but I never realized how extensive her appetite for luxuries would be. A year into our marriage, I started feeling strange pains in my abdomen. Turned out I had a serious issue requiring surgery. I was admitted to a local hospital for a procedure to remove a small tumor, thankfully benign, but still critical to address. Amber initially seemed concerned, coming to the hospital daily. She'd bring me coffee, sit by my bed, scroll through her phone, occasionally saying, Don't worry, baby, you'll be fine. The nurses would mention how sweet she was, but I noticed her attention span was short. She'd answer a few texts and then sigh, then say, Hey, I have a meetup with some friends tonight. Sorry, gotta run. I forced a smile. Sure, I'll be okay. Inside, I felt uneasy, but I tried to be grateful she came at all. By the second week of my recovery, she showed up less. Something urgent at the store, she'd claim, or I'm swamped. The boutique's got a big sale event. The doctors told me I'd need at least another week in the hospital to monitor my post-op condition. She gave me a fleeting kiss. Hope you understand I can't keep coming every day. I do, I lied, ignoring the ache in my chest. One afternoon, I scrolled through social media out of boredom. Lo and behold, pictures of Amber out with acquaintances, some older men, some her age, laughing, holding cocktails, arms around them like they were dear friends. The timestamp was from the night before, the same night she told me she had to work late. I stared at the photo, a sour taste in my mouth. Couldn't she at least pretend to be worried about her hospitalized husband? She seldom texted me, ignoring my calls. The nurse asked, Is your wife coming today? I'd shrug. She's busy. Inside, I felt heartbreak blossoming into something deeper, realization that I'd chosen the wrong partner. Meeting Dr. Perry, one bright spot during my hospital stay was Dr. Rachel Perry, my attending physician, a warm, empathetic woman in her mid-30s with an easy laugh and a thorough manner. She checked on me daily, ensuring my wound was healing properly. We developed a friendly rapport. She teased me, You're my model patient, always cooperative. I teased back, Give me a gold star, doc. She'd grin. Over time, we chatted about life, not just medical stuff. She noticed how rarely my wife appeared. One day, Dr. Perry found me looking out the window, a pained expression on my face. Hey, everything okay physically? She asked gently. I'm fine physically, I sighed, just messed up in the marriage department. She gave me a sympathetic nod. It's none of my business, but if you need an ear. I told her the gist. I was stuck in bed. My wife was off partying, ignoring me. Dr. Perry listened. No judgment, only compassion. That blossomed into deeper conversations. She told me about her own life. She'd divorced years back from a college sweetheart who turned out unfaithful. We had that heartbreak in common. I guess we're part of the Heartbreak Club, I joked. She smiled warmly. We can start a support group. We both laughed. Despite my gloom, it felt nice to connect with someone who seemed to genuinely care. Decision to divorce. A few days before I was discharged, my phone buzzed with a new photo posted by a friend. Amber partying again, half hugging some middle aged man I'd never seen. I recognized that look in her eyes. She was flirting openly again. I scrolled through her feed, seeing more pictures of her at clubs, bars, no mention of a husband in the hospital. My anger flared. It was clear. She was living her life as if single, enjoying my money, ignoring my health crisis. I mulled it over, lying in that hospital bed. Dr. Perry walked in, found me with tears in my eyes. Dr. Perry, Rachel. Nathan, are you okay? Me, Nathan. No, but I will be. I've decided. I'm leaving my wife. She nodded solemnly. Probably the right move. Do you have a safe place to stay? I own the house, I explained. I'll see about sending her packing or leaving temporarily. I can't be with someone who doesn't respect me at all. She placed a comforting hand on my arm. You're doing what's best for your well-being. Over the last day in the hospital, I asked the nurse to keep visitors out if it was Amber. Not that she bothered coming. She texted me a half-hearted, when are you out? I replied simply, tomorrow. We need to talk. When I returned home, I found an empty house. Her clothes were scattered, indicating she'd just changed quickly. No sign of dinner, no sign of care. Exhausted, I took a shower, then texted her. We need to discuss living arrangements. She wrote back, what do you mean? I told her plainly, I want a divorce. You can move out. She responded with, oh, then we can talk tonight. Night rolled in. She came back around 9 p.m., looking half drunk and reeking of bar smoke. She stumbled a bit, eyes wide. You're serious? She asked. Yes, I said calmly. I'm done. You do not act like a wife or a partner. You haven't visited me in days, let alone cared about me. She tossed her purse onto the couch. I told you I'm not cut out for all this seriousness. Then we're on the same page. Pack your things, or I'll have them packed for you. Her eyes flashed with annoyance. You can't just throw me out. Actually, this is my house, paid for with my money, and I said quietly, and given you have your parties and friends, you can figure it out. I paused. We'll handle this legally, but you need to leave. She stared, then let out a derisive laugh. Fine. I'll crash with someone else. She whipped out her phone. Just so you know, I want a good settlement. We'll see about that, I answered, my anger kept in check. I have lawyers too. She grabbed a small suitcase, started throwing clothes in over her shoulder. She hissed, you're just jealous you can't keep up with me. But I didn't respond, refusing to stoop to pettiness. In under an hour, she was gone. The next day, I informed my attorney of the situation. He told me we'll finalize the divorce. She might try to claim spousal support. That was fine. I had enough means to pay a small sum, but no more illusions of a happy marriage. New beginning with Dr. Perry. Through all this, Dr. Rachel Perry and I stayed in touch originally about my medical checkups. She texted me once, how's life post-surgery? I answered, health is better, personal life and meltdown. She invited me to coffee. We chatted about everything from her ex-husband fiasco to my soon-to-be ex-wife's fiasco. She listened with genuine empathy, and soon coffee turned into dinner. Over the course of months, we found ourselves drawn to each other, as though we recognized kindred spirits who'd survived heartbreak. One evening, after another lovely dinner, she said, you know, I never anticipated meeting someone at the hospital, especially not a patient, but you're not just someone. I smiled, a warmth in my chest, Rachel saying, you made me realize not everyone is cold or selfish. We took it slow, mindful of boundaries. She was a practicing doctor after all. I was her former patient. But soon enough, we realized we couldn't ignore the connection. We officially started dating with her disclaiming, now I must be certain you're out of that marriage first. I nodded wholeheartedly, I am. The divorce was concluded quietly, no dramatic court battles. Avery tried to demand more, but my lawyers set her straight. The property was mine before marriage, so she couldn't claim it. We parted ways with me paying a small settlement. She didn't contest once she realized the law wasn't on her side. She ended up moving in with someone else, another older man, presumably found from her party circle. The kids, we had none, so the only heartbreak was mine to bear. Reflection and happiness. Months later, I found myself truly healing. My health was stable, my finances in order, my heart recovering from the blow. I stood on the balcony of my new apartment, something simpler, near the hospital, ironically, and gazed at the city lights. My phone buzzed. A text from Rachel. Still on for tomorrow's concert. I typed back, absolutely, can't wait. Then I stared at the night sky, reflecting on how quickly life can change. I thought marrying a young, lively woman would rejuvenate my life. Instead, it drained me. It taught me a harsh lesson. Shared values and genuine care matter more than age or excitement. Amber was never truly a partner. She wanted a sponsor, not a spouse. Meanwhile, Rachel is closer to my age, understands my struggles, and we respect each other deeply. Now, I'm not bitter, just wiser. And to my own surprise, I'm considering proposing to Rachel soon. She joked that we're an odd pair, a doctor who rescued me physically and emotionally, and a man who had all the illusions about youth and marriage shatter. But we fit. We talk about eventually traveling together, maybe adopting a child if we're both up for it. The difference is we talk about these things openly. There's no hidden agenda, no deception. So, yes, I reflect on the fiasco of marrying a 23-year-old at 40 and see how naive I was. People told me don't rush into fatherhood with a younger partner who might not want kids. I refused to listen, paid the price in heartbreak. But ironically, if not for that heartbreak, I might never have met Dr. Perry. Life works in mysterious ways. In the end, I'm thankful I left a marriage that was little more than a facade. I left behind illusions about age bridging big lifestyle differences. Now I stand in truth with someone who truly sees me, and that's worth everything.